All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, to Hashem, Yahushai, to Hashem, Makakodash, Barakatham. Give honor to the apostle and elder, great millstone, to I can cut the globe, put your word into a city, want to say Shalom. My hair is uncovered. It's a little cold today, a little chilly this morning. But I'm watching elder brother, beloved, Ma'at, out there in Cleveland. I didn't watch the video yet, but just the title, I'm getting tired of you people, man. We're getting tired, of hearing the blasphemy, the improper breakdowns of the scriptures, the laziness of people trying to break down the scriptures without researching and going into precepts, going into words, going into history. People just lack common sense, man, and, it's bothersome to hear people who are not in the spirit, who are not chosen by the Lord to speak upon the Bible. I work at a job where, we're kind of huddled together right now because ain't no work, so you got little pockets of workers standing around, discussing things, and they all think they're smart. We're Clark Kent at work, but just to hear, let's get that real quick, just to hear what they're saying, try and break down scriptures. It's not disturbing because we all know that they got the oil, if you want to jump in and cut them so bad and cuss them out, even lay hands on them, But we gotta refrain, call on the Lord, and pray for their destruction, man. Let's face it, man. These people are slotted for destruction. All right, they're slotted to get destroyed, and that's 2/3 of our people, also, man. All right, this is 2 Peter 2:17. I'm just gonna get to the point. And deliver just lot, vexed with the filthy conversation. You know what? Let's get to the point. Let me get, yeah. In 2 Peter 2:7, or 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. And nobody's inhabiting Sodom and Gomorrah right now. All right, there's been extensive research of that land. It was desolate. It's still burnt with sulfur. They still have the residue of the Lord raining brimstone on that place. It's still there. But to let us know that the Lord wasn't pleased with the going on of that place. And this is the reincarnation of Sodom and Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, place where filthy and abominations are being done. Verse 7, and delivered just Lot, vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked. Going to NLT, it said, but the Most High also rescued Lot out of Sodom because he was righteous, because he was a righteous man who was sick of the shameful immorality of the wicked people around him. We are, man. We see the black fatigue setting in, across all people, man. Because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, people are degenerate. They are morally corrupted. All right, they have uh, moral issues, man. They have pride issues. And the things that they say and do vexes our soul. You know, you got people talking about the hybrids and Anunnakis. These are people, man. You know, they don't understand judgment. You know, everything is black and white to them, and it's not right and wrong. You know, and that's what the Lord is about. It's not about color. It's about right, wrong, holy and unholy. You know, the profane and the righteous. And people don't understand that the judgment of the Lord is always righteous. And for us to be upset and bothered by the goings on of our people and of the leadership of the world, which is given to Esau Edom, is vexing, man. All right? We should be vexed. You know, we're looking to get delivered, man. It says, come on, man. Man, no, it was Jeremiah 15, Shiraki. Jeremiah 15 and 17, and it reads, I said not in the assembly of mockers, nor rejoiced. I sat alone because of thy hand, for thou hast filled me with indignation, man. You know, if you're truly, you know, following the Lord and want his kingdom to come, all right, you're gonna be upset. You're gonna be angry with the homosexuality and the alphabet agenda being pushed upon our people and our community, which is destroying the fabric, all right, of what the Lord has intended for us to be. You know, at lunch we tend to sit alone. At social gatherings we tend to be off in the corner. You know, being partakers of the world, being partakers of the flesh, you know, and partaking of the flesh, you know, leads to being enmity with the Lord. You know, that's why a lot of brothers don't go out in public places. They don't, you know, attend certain things because of the things that they're going to encounter. You know, walking to the bus stop now, and you're going to see a lot of Jake out there messed up. You know, peeing in, in the terminals, peeing on themselves. You know, always on edge, always looking for a reason to be a nigger and act niggerly toward their own people, man. Hearing the loud ass cackling nigger woman on the phone talking about how she speaks to the landlord to get money off the rent, or how she's dealing with two brothers, and you know, the kids out here in the wintertime with just socks on, man. You know, and Jake out here, you know, pants on the floor over there, like a fool with your pants on the ground. All right, and these things are angering to the men, man. We're looking for deliverance. All right. Um, These are Psalms. That's a good one. Psalms 22 and 7. You know what? It started on start at 1. Let me see, you got time. Yeah, see, it says a choir of anguish and a song of praise. We'll end it on this. So to the chief musician upon Angel of Shahar, Psalm of David. My power, why thou forsaken me? Why art thou so far from helping me and from the words of my roaring? You know, we're sighing and crying and we're looking for the Lord to deliver us, but there's a time, there's a set measure that has to be fulfilled before the Lord comes and brings deliverance. So until then, we got to prophesy, continue to do the work, continue to deal with these abominations and these vexations, all right, that are in the midst of us, man. And jail doesn't feel good. Let's not forget that we're in jail. All right, we're on lockdown right now. You see? You're locked up with a bunch of vile individuals, a bunch of perverse individuals, man. Let's not forget that. Oh, my power, I cry in the day. Oh, my power, I cry in the daytime. But out here it's not in the night season, and I'm not silent. You know, we make a cry to the Lord all day, man. All right? The ears of the Lord are open. He's bound by his word. You see? He's bound by his word, and prophecies have to be fulfilled before he comes and deliver. I think it was Habakkuk said, why shows me violence? You know? Jake tired of black on black crime, or Jake on Jake crime. You know? Thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praises of Israel. Our father trusted in thee. They trusted, and thou didst deliver them. They cried unto thee, and were delivered. They trusted in thee, and were not confounded. I am a worm, and no man, a reproach of men, and despised of the people. All they that see me laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip, they shake the head, saying, he trusted on the Lord, that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him. You know? And just yesterday, had a coworker telling me, you know, I should change my appearance and get my hair cut every 2 weeks and buy myself something nice, you know, on payday and things like that. You know? And at the end of the day, the Lord doesn't look on the outward appearance. Now, should we keep ourselves up? Absolutely. All right, is that a requirement to get into the kingdom? Absolutely not. All right. So John the Baptist had on camel's hair and ate wild locusts and honey. You know, and these people are laughing and mocking us because we want to keep our beards and, you know, we want to grow a fro in the summertime. That's our prerogative, man. You know? And who just say, well, who knows what we do with our cash, you know? Go buy yourself a bottle. Go buy you some. How you know brother's not buying clothes and shoes? Yeah, we're at work, all right? I'm not coming to work in a $200 pair of Jordans and a Balenciaga fucking coat, you know? So these mockers, these scorners, their mouths got to be stopped, man. All right, we're looking for Yahweh from outside to come get us. They don't believe that the Lord is on our side. They don't believe Yahweh from outside is dealing with his elect and the prophets, man. You know? So I can just keep your head up, keep pushing, man. All right, don't let the incredulity of them, all right, stop you from serving the Lord, man. The Lord said all the unfaithful will die in their unfaithfulness, man. And let's keep that in mind. You know, we're doing a good job. Brother, keep pushing.